everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are going to talk about Hero Coach. We're going to talk about what it is, when it's coming. I'm going to go through my roster and show you some options of who I plan on taking advantage of Hero Coach with, and hopefully by the end of this video you will not only know what Hero Coach is if you don't already, but you'll also have an idea of some heroes on your roster that you can take advantage of this with. Real quick before we get into all of that though, if you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. I did also just add memberships to the channel a couple days ago, so if you are interested in supporting the channel, click the join button next to subscribed and you can get some additional information on that. And before I go through the details of this forum post about Hero Coach, I do want to make sure that everybody is aware that this is currently in beta testing. It's been in beta testing, I believe, for about 3 weeks. It is scheduled to come into the game from March 27th to the 29th, so it will be here for 3 days. That could definitely change, along with any other details in this forum post, especially when it comes to gem costs for what Hero Coach will cost. So wanted to make sure that everybody is aware of that. And as you can see, this first part of the forum post is what every single one of these beta forum posts say, which is basically what I just said. Don't get too attached. These are details from beta, etc. So let's get into the meat of what Hero Coach is. So this will be a recurring event which will allow players to level their legendary heroes to 4.90 in exchange for gem. Costumes cannot be leveled up with Hero Coach, and after selecting a hero, the Hero Coach will show you how your hero will look like at 4.90, so you'll get a preview of what they'll look like. You can only select a hero to train which is released earlier than 700 days before the start of the event. It was originally, when it first went into beta testing, to be at 2 years or 731 days, but they changed that to 700 days. That is also something else that could change additionally again, so be aware of that. And in the live game, players will only be able to train one hero per event. So this is going to be very similar to Soul Exchange or the Outfitter event, where you could only choose one hero. How many gems will this cost you ask? Well, let's take a look at that. So if you were to level a hero from the very beginning or at 1.1, which is displayed down toward the bottom, you can see that it would cost you 1,000 gems to get them to 4.90. If the hero was at 1.50 or 2.1, it would cost you 815 gems. If your hero was at 2.60 or 3.1, it would be 593 gems. If your hero was at 3.70 or 4.1, it would cost you 334 gems. At 4.80, it would cost you 37 gems. And at 4.85, it would cost you 18 gems. It does scale and change if you were to choose a hero that was at like 2.30 or 3.40 or something like that. These are just examples of what the gem cost would be if your hero was at one of those markers. So as far as what the best value is, it really depends on what level of player you are, how many feeders you have stored up in your training camps. So if you've got a ton of feeders and you don't have a lot of Ascension materials, then maybe leveling a hero up to 3.70 and then choosing them to go to Hero Coach to get trained up to 4.90 might be a better option for you. But if you are a newer player and don't have an excess of feeders and don't mind spending a little bit extra gems, then leveling a hero from 1.1 to 4.90 would definitely be a game changer for you, because you don't have those feeders to get them to 3.70 quickly. A lot of players who have been playing the game for several years, have 4 training camps, Hero Academy, and all these things going, have thousands of feeders, so to get a hero up to 3.70 may not be as big of a deal for them. But this program is going to help everybody in the game, not just newer players. It's also going to help out experienced players, because there are a lot of good heroes who have come out older than 2 years ago or 700 days that are still very viable. And if you think about the fact that all Toons and all Glass costumes, their original base version obviously came out over 2 years ago, then that is going to be a very good option for you to level them up from 1.1 all the way to 4.90 double limit broken. And then you only have to level their costumes up. And as we all know, costumes level up much quicker than the base version. It's still going to take you a while because of all the costumes. I think they have like 4 costumes now. now with the 2 regular costumes and then the toon costume. And then if they have a glass costume, that would be a 4th costume. So like I said, it still will take you a while to level them up, but it's going to be a lot faster and you won't have to worry about using the Ascension materials and then also the limit break materials on that main part of the hero. There are also a lot of other great heroes that have costumes. So obviously with those also, you would still need to level up the costume, but the main hero, you would likely be able to get them up to 4.90. Depending on when they came out. A couple ones that people are talking about right now early on are Lord Loki and Guardian Gazelle. Those are both heroes that came out over 2 years ago. So you would definitely be able to get their base versions up to 4.90 and then just need to level up their costume if you have that. Or if you don't, then you could choose that in the next Outfitter event. So another thing that I really like about these new programs that Empires and Puzzles is putting out like this and like the Outfitter event is that they can be partnered together or paired together similar to Fated Summon also. So you can get a hero from the Fated Summon, be able to max them and double limit break them through the Hero Coach program. And then if they have a costume on top of that, then you can potentially get that at the Outfitter event. If we were to take a look at a couple heroes from last time around with Guardian Gazelle and with Krampus, those are both really good options that you could have done that with. The new Fated Summons, I don't feel like they have as good of costumed heroes right now available. Eventually, Holda's costume will be available in the Outfitter event around September of 2025, but her costume is not currently available from the Outfitter event. So maybe you hold on to her if you get her from Fated Summon, and then next time Hero Coach comes around, you add her to Hero Coach and get her to 4.90, and then you get her in the Outfitter event when her costume is available there. It's nice to have options like that though with the game. We didn't ever have that before, but this is definitely a huge win. I really love these new programs that Empires and Puzzles is putting out like this in the Outfitter event. But at this point right now, I want to go into my roster and show you some options of what I am thinking about for when this program comes out in 4 weeks. And I also want to take a look at Soul Exchange and how that could also be a factor for this as well. So Lord Loki is definitely somebody I am considering. Right now I have his costume single limit broken at 4.85 with Masterclass emblems, and this is what he looks like. I've been really wanting to double limit break him, but there's always somebody who gets those alpha ethers before Lord Loki does. He is a lot of fun to use, especially against Bernadette teams. So I do have this second version of Lord Loki that I could level up, so I'm definitely thinking about that. Another option that I am thinking about is Richard. So I have his glass costume already, and I've got him double limit broken. Then I've got 3 other versions of Richard, which I have never leveled up. I've been thinking about it, and to get a second one maxed and double limit broken without having to spend any resources as far as Ascension materials and limit break materials would be awesome. Obviously, I would have to spend some limit break materials on the costumes, but not nearly as much as the main version. So I am definitely thinking about leveling up Richard with the Hero Coach program. I do feel like if you have a glass costume of somebody, then that could be a very good option for you. Toon costumes also, but if you've already got a glass costume for somebody, then you know that that hero is going to be very usable for a very long time because of what their individual power already is at. Another option I am considering, but I probably won't go this route because I already have 2 of her, is costume Dia-chan, or rather the original version of Dia-chan to use for Hero Coach. I actually got pretty crazy lucky and pulled a double limit broken with emblems version of her at the instant power summon, and I already had her and her costume double limit broken on another version, so now I have 2 of them. She is honestly one of the best support heroes in the game in my opinion, but I don't know if I would necessarily use a third one. I definitely have been using both of these in my wars recently, but if you only have one of them maxed already at this point and have a second one that you've been thinking about, then that could definitely be a good option for you. Dark Lord is another one on my roster that I haven't leveled up that I've been thinking about, so he's definitely an option as well, especially since I have his costume, so I would just need to level up the costume to get that costume bonus. I currently have Guardian Gazelle at 3.70, so she's also an option. I've got her costume already. I started leveling it up, but there always seems to be a yellow that gets in front of Guardian Gazelle, unfortunately. I actually just finished Swiftpaw as far as my newest holy hero. He will be making his war debut this midweek war. I picked Oni Wakamaru at the last Soul Exchange event, and like many other people, I tend to have an issue with actually leveling my Soul Soul Exchange heroes. So he could definitely be an option as well, since he gets that undispellable taunt in just 5 tiles, which is extremely useful for Bernadette teams. So he could be an option. And then I don't really have any other heroes that I'm considering right now, but Soul Exchange is coming out this Friday, February 28th. That is going to be another option for me as far as a hero that I could use this new Hero Coach program for. From the first row of 10 heroes, Mortimer, Nima, and Kettle will not be available for the March version of Hero Coach. Queen Guwang and Heimdall will be eligible for Hero Coach. For the second row of heroes, Xiang, Shanyun, and Winnie will not be available for Hero Coach, but you can use Serendite, Waterpipe, and the original version of Mayat for Hero Coach. And then for the last row of 20 heroes, unfortunately, none of those heroes are going to be eligible to use for Hero Coach for the March version of it. Kushanku just missed it. He came out in May of 2023. So actually, not as many heroes are going to be eligible for Hero Coach from Soul Exchange than I thought. To recap, you can use Queen Guwang, Heimdall, Serendite, Waterpipe, and Mayat. Just those heroes would be eligible for the March version of Hero Coach. I did put a ranking video of these 15 heroes out about a week or two ago. If you haven't checked out that video, if Soul Exchange has not passed by the time you're seeing this, definitely check out that video. Personally, right now, I am debating between Kushanku and Costume Mayat for me. I've already got Deadboot, who is probably the best in this bunch, but Kushanku being able to cast Mindless Attack on an enemy in just 5 tiles is definitely something that will help me with my roster. So he is who I am thinking about for the February 2025 Soul Exchange. Getting back to Hero Coach, that's pretty much all the information that we have right now that I am aware of for Hero Coach. If you know of any additional information or if you have any questions, definitely put it in the comments down below. I will try to answer those questions as best that I am able to, and if I don't know the answer, then I do have some resources that I can reach out to get those answers for you. But definitely excited for when this promo comes out. Let me know who you are thinking about right now for your Hero Coach training. But that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful. And if you did, hit that like button. Make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.